Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stories of Faith, where we explore the incredible stories from the Bible. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most famous stories of faith and obedience, the story of Noah's Ark. Have you ever wondered how one man's trust in God could save the whole world? Well, get ready to be inspired by Noah's story, a story of hope, obedience, and God's promise. A long time ago, the earth was filled with violence and wickedness. People had turned away from God, and their actions grieved his heart. But among all the people, there was one man who stood out, Noah. The Bible describes Noah as a righteous man, someone who walked faithfully with God. Despite the corruption around him, Noah chose to follow God's ways, and God saw his faith and integrity. One day, God decided to do something dramatic. He was going to send a great flood to wipe away the wickedness and start anew. But God didn't want to destroy Noah or his family. He chose Noah to be the hope for a new beginning. And so, God gave Noah an important task: build an ark, a big, sturdy boat, to save his family and pairs of every kind of animal. God told Noah exactly how to build the ark. It needed to be huge, over 500 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. It would have multiple levels, compartments, and a door. God also commanded Noah to bring 2 of every kind of animal, male and female, so that life could continue after the flood. From lions to lambs, elephants to eagles, every creature was part of God's marvelous plan. Despite the challenge, Noah obeyed. He trusted God's plan and began building the ark. People around him thought he was crazy. After all, there hadn't been rain for a long time, and no flood seemed possible. But Noah kept faith, working tirelessly and trusting that God knew what he was doing. And as the animals arrived, 2 by 2, in pairs, Noah welcomed them aboard, preparing for the great storm. Then, one day, it began to rain, and it didn't stop. The heavens opened, and rain poured down for 40 days and 40 nights. The floodwaters rose higher and higher, covering even the mountaintops. Inside the ark, Noah, his family, and all the animals were safe, floating on the vast water. Though the world was flooded, they were protected by God's promise. Can you imagine what Noah and his family must have felt? Fear, hope, trust, all blending together. They had obeyed God, and now they waited, trusting that He would keep His promise. After many months, the waters began to go down. Noah sent out a raven, but it kept flying back and forth without finding a dry land. Later, he sent out a dove, which returned with a fresh olive leaf, a sign that land was near and life could begin again. Finally, the day came when the land was dry. Noah, his family, and the animals left the ark, stepping out onto the renewed earth. And here's the beautiful part. God made a special promise to Noah. He said, "Never again will I flood the whole earth." As a sign of His covenant, God painted the sky with a rainbow, a reminder of His mercy and faithfulness. So what can we learn from Noah's story? Faith and obedience are powerful. When we trust God and follow His plan, He can do incredible things, bringing hope and new beginnings even in difficult times. Thank you for watching. Your support is appreciated. If this resonated, please like the video. To join this community and continue the journey together, subscribe.